And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rafael Diaz, who's going to come up and talk about personal data. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Dan. G'day, everyone. So, GSMA do this often. They always leave the best presenter to last. So I'll try and fulfill those shoes. So here we go. So personal data is a new program that we have at GSMA. We went through the 4 pillars there, being, I guess, enacted from April 1 this year. And it's the old mobile identity. Some people might be used to that vernacular. But now we're trying to encompass a lot more than just managing one's identity. So our program is globally based. We have many people over the world who are delivering different identity solutions in different markets. But I'm going to talk more on a broad sense as to why mobile for identity and why is it the most logical solution for managing people's identity going forward. So we've got 5 sort of key areas here. I think the top 2 are very important. The ability for the device to be portable. And not just the actual handset is in your phone and goes around wherever you are, but the fact that you can have all your credentials, authenticating tools stored in one key area within a device, your SIM card, and which is a secure token. And if when you port from one carrier to another, or from one device to another, you can take that token and move it to another device or carrier seamlessly. So your identity is always with you and portable. And another big thing is ubiquity. We have 6 billion handsets out there. We've heard about the scale in 2020, how big it's going to be. But if I'm an implementer, a service provider, or a relying party, and I want to have my consumers utilizing some sort of tool for authenticating services, the ability to be able to go out there and have 6 billion devices ready and able to perform those authentication mechanisms is pretty incredible, the scale that you could be able to achieve. Obviously proven, mobile works most of the time. We have network coverage that is getting now second to none. We have the carriers here in America fighting over the highest 90th percent of people within the country. You go to more dense urban areas like Europe and Asia, and that's 100% coverage. Secure, the SIM card is a bank-grade token, and it has very sophisticated fraud detection. The mobile network operators are pretty proud of their ability. That network has never been hacked effectively, especially with 3G and LTE networks. So we rely on that that mandate that's given out by the carriers of the security that is provided by that. And obviously mobile, we have 90% of the world who's carrying around a mobile phone. So GSMA, we've defined 3 really key use cases for mobile identity, and they wrap around a wrapper which we call Mobile Connect, and they have 3 very key areas. And one of them, to your far right left, is second factor authentication, and the ability to have the mobile device as a second factor token. So right now, if I wanted to log into a bank account, for instance, instead of putting my username Rafael at chase.com or whatever, and then popping in a password which is impossible for me to remember which one is for that website, because I literally have 100 passwords for different websites that I have to change constantly. I can just pop in my mobile phone number, I'll get a challenge on my handset to type in a PIN code, and then once I've typed in the correct PIN code, I've authenticated that I am me, and then the website will give me access. And this is when I'm in a PC world. The phone is able to be that second factor authentication tool or token, which opens up a myriad of use cases that are very appealing to service providers and relying parties as well. Another one is mobile digital signature. And we're seeing this in the Scandinavian countries. This has actually been written into law and into legislation. They want to become more of an e-government and move everything away from paper and people going to different offices and move them online into a digital world. And they want to obviously do that very securely. And they see mobile digital signature as being a very clever way and cost-effective way to be able to do that. And they've ensured that if you are signing a loan document, that is a legally binding agreement through your mobile phone. And that will be asserting yourself Again, it might be a PIN code or something on your mobile device, but you can go ahead and sign a loan document. You can apply for a driver's license. You can complete your taxes. We all just did TurboTax a couple of days ago. You can do that on your handset, and that'll be a legally binding transaction. And then another one is federated identity, so having one identity for all. So we've seen Facebook Connect. You go to ESPN or CNN or these websites, and Facebook Connect obviously offers you to be able to log in with your Facebook credentials instead of having to remember a username. I personally don't do that. I'm sure many other people don't want Facebook knowing what websites you log into, etc. But we have an opportunity there to, instead of providing a login for a specific site that you may have used a lot, like Facebook or Google or Yahoo, to use your mobile number instead. That will be your identity, and we can federate that as a single sign-on for many different user IDs. So these are the use cases that we define under Mobile Connect, and a lot of that is underpinned by the SIM card, but for lower level security measures like federated identity, where it's accessing a website for the sake of it, that can be something done with just logic on the handset. So I quickly run through these, but these are just some of the mobile assets that the operators carry, and they can provide as solutions to the consumers. And obviously a mobile number is a really, really powerful identifier of who you are. A lot of us carry our mobile number for extensive periods of time. And funnily enough, when you do change your number, everyone somehow finds you again on your new number, if it is cold callers, etc. It's actually a very powerful identification tool. SIM-based security, we've talked in the past at wireless technology forums about mobile commerce and the ability for the SIM card to provide bank-grade security, and that is the same within the online identity world. Customer trust, you will pay your bills, you will have credit reports that are given to the mobile operator already. So there's that built-in customer trust that's already present. And then network APIs, having common APIs, and locally regulated. I think is really important. I think mobile carriers and banks are the only ones that are so viciously regulated in their local market, and that's a good thing for consumers because you can trust that they are working within the codes of the law, especially around privacy and security, which are really important. And of course, this creates value creation. So security and privacy, I think that is probably the biggest value creator right there from a mobile network operator point of view, is what they can provide as far as value. So I think this is sort of a passing message before we move into Q&A, but a mobile device very securely can assert something that I know, I think is very important, and something that I have. It comes to the second factor authentication. I have a device and I know a PIN number, so I'm able to assert myself to a very high level that I am me, and then that comes to something I am. And you're seeing that there's an organization out there which is doing good work called FIDO Alliance, which is on biometrics, using fingerprint readers or scanning your iris or your retina. And that is all very well and good. It definitely describes who you are. But on a more lower level, where it doesn't need that robust sort of security, second factor authentication provides a compelling alternative for a lot of services out there. And that is that.